Hi, hey, I'm Chris, and this is,
Ed.
and we want to welcome you to Guide to Be Wrong. Thank you for being with us in another episode, another 30 minutes of a good time, right? Listen, today we have a great topic, but please don't forget to subscribe, leave your comments, put happy faces, please. We love happy faces. We love it. We love it. Today's topic is going to be an interesting one, right? Very, very interesting stuff because well, it's every day. It happens. We all see it happening. Nobody wants to talk about it, but we are. We are talk about it. Is marriage a business? Are people marrying for business, not for green cards? Let's talk about that.
That's another. The next
That's
episode.
another episode. We're not talking about green cards. We're talking about marriage a business. As when you see somebody, you say, I think they could pay my rent." You know? That's what it is, right? With 2026, couples, marriage, everything has changed. Traditional is out of the window, right? Everything that we thought about traditional stuff out of the window. For many years, what was marriage for many years?
Pretty much like a commitment that society made, so people can pretty much survive. Like they will get in this in a marriage group, and even a family, and then they will protect each other.
That's right. You're right. It was culture, tradition, language. It was the own people. A lot of times, for many years, many parts of the world, you didn't even have a choice of who got married. They tell you, "Hey, guess what? What are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, no, you're not. You're getting married."
We saw you
Yeah,
today.
we saw. Yeah, and it's still happening right now, 2026. In some places, that's still happening, right? Not, of course, not as before, when it was the norm. Like you didn't have a choice most of the time. They just told you, "Hey, tag, you're in. You're next in line." That's how it was. But you're right. It was about family. It was about survival. It was about putting together. It was about the community. It was about growing the community. If you were into like a church thing,
Hmm.
the church will. A lot of times, the church will actually tell who they marry. It's just insane what used to happen. I mean, when we think about it
Hmm.
now, right?
Hmm.
How it used to be, it's insane. Um, in many countries, you had to buy your bride. Like you go and they will tell you how much she was worth, either with gold or animals or land. I mean, and we're not talking about the normal people. We're talking about kings, right? There's when back in the days when kings and princes and dukes and all you got married, they had to give something up. "Hey, you want to marry my bride? Well, what are you giving me?" "Oh, we're giving you the 100,000 acres in that land, and it's yours now." Yeah,
Hmm. Hmm.
that's how it used to be. So we are in the now,
Of course,
and in the now,
it's about
it's about
romance.
cheating, getting caught. Too much rent. Rent is too damn high.
No, no, they people now get married for love, pretty much, right?
Okay.
I mean, that's what is happening.
Okay.
That's what. Don't you agree that that's the main reason that people get married now?
I think that the few people that make they make it to the marriage is for love. You have to you really have to feel very, very strong about somebody to get to that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm talking about modern people, because not long ago, because hey, I'm past the mark, the half mark, which is the 50s, right? We were still into the traditional stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The now, the people in the 20s and the 30s, to make that commitment is huge for them, huge for them,
Mm-hmm.
huge, because I remember. I'm talking about me. I remember when I was a teenager, you didn't even need a college degree to get a job, to get a good job.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't even need one. You just went out there and applied and got a job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, very few people got a college degree. Getting a college degree was hard. You know, it wasn't like you just signed an application and they let you in. You had to take tests and you had to do all this stuff, and you gotta. It was like a big deal, you know. I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about when I was a teenager. Yeah, college wasn't for everybody. Now college is Anybody could just walk into a college. They don't even give you a test, man. They just say, "Hey, you have a chair, have a seat, and you're in." So a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed because now nobody really needs financially, right? Most people don't need somebody else.
Of course, that's the main thing.
Yeah,
People do not need each other
they don't need each other,
economically, right?
and also let's
For security.
let's also say something that nobody wants to talk about. Most people in the 20s and 30s now, they're still living with their parents, which it didn't happen before.
Mm-hmm.
The moment that you were a teenager, you wanted to go out. You want your freedom. You wanted like, hey, I don't care if I sleep in a freaking couch, but you have to be my couch. That's not happening. There's a lot of things that are not happening that have a lot to do with marriage, relationships, and all these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
Also, another thing that people are not getting married is because it's very competitive. And when I say competitive, is this: back in the days, I say back in the days. Hey, when I was a teenager, there was no cellular phones, right? There were beepers. We got beepers, but we had no cellular phones. So you only were allowed to know the people like around you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Now with the cellular phones, you know people from the entire world. So your choices are even brighter, more choices.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to be like, I think I could do better than this guy. I think I could do better than her. Because you keep looking at your social media and then somebody keeps popping up. And you'll be like, well, I like her more now. And that has a lot to. So there's a lot of reasons why uh, marriage is so difficult nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
very, very difficult. And when you look at it as a business wise, once you get into the marriage, once you actually marry, uh, it's a situation where some people can see it as a business because you have a collective responsibility, right? Hey, listen, I'm responsible for this. You're responsible for that. And
Even in today's
in
society,
today's
and what is
society,
that and that?
and I personally don't see it as a business, but anybody can see it as a business transaction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like when you own a business with a partner, like you sit down and say, okay, listen, I'm gonna do the financial, and you deal with the stocks and the store and the employees. You see
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Each one gets responsibilities. Nobody's doing this. Like if you have nobody's doing the same job in a business, right? If I'm the accountant, you cannot be the accountant. You only be one accountant, And the same thing goes with marriage. Once you make it to the marriage, if you ever make it there, once you make it to the marriage, it's almost the same thing. Hey, listen, I'm responsible for this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to take care of this. You talk, right? Like in a relationship, you talk a lot. You'll be like, oh, listen, tomorrow I'm coming late because I have to stay late at work or whatever. I'm doing something here. I'm going with my friends. So right away, there's a schedule. Where we're going to meet, where we're going to do. There's a whole bunch of stuff that takes in place, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like when you're like in your 20s and your 30s, it's more like a hassle. Sometimes when you think about it, when you're single, you have to respond to nobody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You get up whenever you feel like it and go to sleep whenever you feel like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's more expensive and it's harder.
Mm-hmm.
So I think marriage is a plus if you find the right person to be with. It's a very very plus.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Uh, it's a very difficult thing because right now you have um, people just trying to figure out what will be the reason now to be married. Like in the past, you have like food and security and all of those things. Now it's mostly like a love and all of that, right?
Well, I want to tell you this. Believe it or not, um,
So it's just love is a good reason.
it's what knocks on the door.
Mm-hmm.
It's what
Mm-hmm.
knocks on. So I mean, there has to be something there first
Mm-hmm.
for us to have an interaction. And let's forget about love and marriage and all that stuff. Let's talk about in general. In
Mm-hmm.
general, if you walk into a room and there's people in the room, you have you're going to find something on somebody to approach a person.
Mm-hmm.
So something on that person, either they're wearing the sneakers, the same sneakers that you're wearing, or
Okay, but that is what marriage is now, right? It's just this thing that you said. But there's no good reason to stay married. Like if that is the case, why not? I don't know. Like a few months later, you find somebody that is more interesting or more in contact with you.
yeah, but maybe the health insurance is not as good.
Okay, so like that.
So marriage is a business. So believe it or not, like I said earlier, I think that the love part is what gets you there.
Mm-hmm.
But then you once you open the door,
Mm-hmm.
then you start looking at, well, this person doesn't have a 401k,
Mm-hmm.
or this person doesn't have a retirement plan, or
Mm-hmm.
I don't even have a health insurance. That means I have to put him on my health insurance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the apartment that she lives, so that means that she's got to move to my apartment, or we have to find. So there's a lot of things that you start thinking it in a way of a business,
Mm-hmm.
because you're supposed to make life better
Mm-hmm.
for that person and for you. That's
Mm-hmm.
how it's supposed to work, right?
Not quite sure. No, that's what everybody thinks now. That is like in the last 40 years, that's women have been always asking, like if I'm going to marry to somebody, my life has to be better. Right? I mean, that's how you can see it in movies, in books, in all media. If especially in America, if a woman wants to get married, that with somebody has to bring something, has to be make the life better, right?
Well, that's because and it should.
But that was never the case. And now
It's always been the case.
in the last 10 years,
Always been the case.
no, no, at all.
When was never the case?
The case was marriage. The main thing of marriage was have kids.
Yes,
That was
that's part of
the
marriage.
essential
Yes,
of the.
but at the same time, when you have the structure was still the same. Somebody had to take care of the kids. Somebody had to cook. Somebody had to go to work. Somebody had to pay the bills. That's always been the same.
That's what I'm saying.
Even
Everything has changed now.
even back in the days when there was no bills,
Mm-hmm.
right? When there was a time that there was no bills, right?
Yes, but the survival was different. Not because nobody needs to work for that. People need work way more than because you have to do everything from scratch pretty much.
I think the only one of the biggest things that have happened now is that parenthood is planned.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that back in the days it was planned. People just have kids,
No, no, at all. No,
now,
at all.
or they didn't. They actually planned it. They actually, 200 years ago, they were like, no, 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 no. We don't want to have sex for 3 years because we don't want to have any kids. What are you talking about?
No, the idea that people just they did not plan all of this. The marriage was way more important before than now.
Yeah, well, we're talking about children. You said children.
Children,
Okay.
yes.
The
People
only
people wanted to have as many as they could.
yes, yes. That was back in the days.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's planned.
Okay.
Most people that make it to the marriage stage,
Mm-hmm.
they actually plan that. They don't just have kids,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay. But I think we're talking about like 40 years ago.
No, I'm talking
Now,
about right now.
now most kids come in huge society, in huge parts of United States out of marriage. Wedlock kids are like a huge percentage. I
Yeah,
think like 40%, right?
yeah, but they're not married.
Yes.
I'm talking about once you marry,
Okay.
you usually plan your parenthood.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. But if kids are the important part of the marriage, is the important part of marriage is to have kids, right? And kids can are now actually coming out of marriage. That takes away from that.
Well,
You don't see it.
because now kids are really not important in a marriage.
That's what I'm saying. That's my whole point. The kids are not important. The survival of each one is not there anymore. people get married because of love. So it's less a transaction than before. You agree with that a little?
Well, marriage nowadays is not what it used to be. Um, People could be married for many years without having a kid, and they try not
Mm-hmm.
to have kids.
Mm-hmm.
For I think nowadays, 2026, for once you get married, I think for you to get to that point, you really, really care for that person. Like, you really love that person.
Mm-hmm.
Most people, there's a lot of people that don't even get married out with somebody for many, many years. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't want to get married for whatever freaking reason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Me personally, I think that if you are with somebody for years, you should get married.
Mm-hmm.
You should look into the laws. Like New York City, we live in New York City. New York City don't have the Commonwealth law. Like if you could live with somebody for 40 years, and if something happens to the person, you don't get nothing. They don't recognize living together as marriage. But why is that so important? Because it's important because in time, time is probably one of the most important things that we have, and that's what marriage is. You're giving your time to somebody, a specific person.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think about it like that a lot of times, but that's really what marriage is. You're dedicating the most important thing that you have, really, which is your time,
Mm-hmm.
to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, you don't think that?
Yes, totally. Yes, but there is not really a good reason that the society has come up with for what will be now the exchange of each other.
Well, let me ask you this:
Because
is
yes,
marriage a business?
it's not.
It's not a
It's
business.
not a business. But as you said, it is a transaction of who gets what, right? And now the offerings of each other is way less than before.
I think that before marriage was a business, nowadays is not a business. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's a business, it's a lot of bankrupt because there's so many divorces. we're we're closing out of business, out of business. Um, because there's no need for it anymore. The truth of the matter is, um, we have come to a point where we don't need somebody with us. Most people actually live better on their own than with somebody, and it's sad. It's just, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but it is something that is growing stronger, and is building up to a point that, look, I'll tell you this. You can tell by looking at the businesses. One of the biggest business growing is nursing homes. And nursing homes, everybody's alone. And it's a growing freaking business everywhere in the world. Nursing homes are opening like crazy. Well, people are living longer, but that just tells you where people are,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and they're okay with it. They don't have a problem. Something that never happened before. Nursing home is something new.
Okay, I mean, if marriage is a business, right? We need to set up a new term for this business because it's clearly not working as it is set up now, right? Like we what each other is giving is definitely no holding.
No, 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 it's not. I mean, back in the days, it was the men went to work, paid the bills, the women stay home, take care of the kids. It was an arrangement. It was like you have your role, I have a role. We stick to our roles. Society is going to bless us because that's what we're doing. Nowadays, is all the contrary, right? Um, he may lose his job. She takes the burden. Then she might lose her job. He takes the burden, goes back and forward. She gets promoted, he gets promoted, things like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Change the shifts. Hey, guess what? They offered me this shift, pays more. Now he's working the overnight shift, she works more, they never see each other. All these things are happening every day, every
Mm-hmm.
single day, every single day. So for that to survive, um, is very tough. It's very tough, and it's something, and it's a such a great commitment to make. A commitment that only a few people would actually understand. That's why less and less people are getting married.
Also, the big question is if men and women, right, live on their own, where neither of them need materialistically to the other one. So let's say it's not anymore a business or a contract or do you think they will still get married? They will still living together?
Um, in the future,
Mm-hmm. I mean, in future now.
in the now, I don't see it. I don't see it. I have a lot of friends. They're happy on their own. They're not
Really?
even thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're okay. Um, I think
And everybody gets pissed about this, right? I mean, like, I don't know if that happened to you. I ask a lot of people about this subject, and everybody gets very pissed about it.
about
Very.
what?
If is marriage a business, or if marriage is going to last, or I mean, like, in the future, is going to the tradition of marriage is going to last. Everybody is very pro marriage, let's call it,
Yeah, they're from marriage, but they're not getting married. So
right?
what the fuck you talking about? You know, if you strongly believe in it, do it. If
Mm-hmm,
you really,
mm-hmm,
really strong believe in marriage, then you should get married and do it. Marriage is not for everybody. It's not,
mm-hmm,
and it's not now. It's always been. It's
mm-hmm.
always been. 2,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 10,000 years ago, it was the same thing. The only difference that has happened now is that women and men have choices now.
Mm-hmm.
Now being divorced is not looked bad. Back in the days, if you got divorced, you were outcast.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, you were automatically, not part of the group, not part of the society. You were just garbage. You know,
Until now, it's like 50% chance of divorce, right? But if you see the statistics and the projections, that is like in 15, 20 years, it's going to be in 70%. And unless something changes, of course. But the number of people that regret getting married is huge. And the number of people getting married is also, like, is plumbing.
yeah. I mean, and again, uh,
So we need
it
a new business, basically, a new business deal that says what that person brings to the table. So it has to be an answer, It has to be something that I will say children is the answer. Will you agree? Like you want to be a mom and have, or you want to be a dad. The answer is getting married and having them.
So one of the problems with that is that in the new future, in the new
Mm-hmm,
generation,
mm-hmm,
there's a lot of things that we see that we thought was normal. They don't see it as normal,
mm-hmm,
and like having kids is the most normal thing that humans ever did. I mean, that's part of your function. I
mm-hmm.
mean,
I mean, we are
literally,
here, so clearly.
literally, there's two things. There's two things that nobody has to teach you.
Mm-hmm,
Nobody is number one. The food goes in your mouth.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
That's why babies keep putting everything in the mouth. It's like in the brains.
mm-hmm,
Feed me here. That's
mm-hmm,
what I eat. This is where food goes. That's
mm-hmm.
number one. And number two is sex,
Reproduce.
reproduction. The moment, if you're 11, 10, 12, in your brain, your body is automatically doing it. That means it's a natural function.
Mm-hmm,
When a woman gets a period and a kid hormones, as if you have two kids, let's say 14 years old, in a room by themselves, and they go into that moment, they're gonna have sex, not
mm-hmm,
good sex, because they don't know what it is, but they know one thing,
they want
they want it, and hey, guess what? Where's it gonna go? It goes right there. Plain and simple.
mm-hmm,
Plain and simple.
mm-hmm,
You don't need to go to school to learn how to have sex. Although what sex is. You don't. Nobody even had to tell you about it. It just happens. Those are the two things that we automatically get.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody had to ever mention the word sex to you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you are in the right conditions, in the right spot, with the right person, it's just going to happen.
Okay, but now sex is not related to kids.
Exactly.
You know, it's like they have become two different.
Well, one of the things that have happened is that um, for many years, having a girl getting pregnant at 14, 15 was the normal. It was like, okay. I mean, back in the days, women you would go get pregnant when they were 14, 15, they were already married.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so seeing a girl pregnant in her teens was like the most normal thing there is. It wasn't until like the 60s, I would say, that when you saw a teenager pregnant, it started looking like bad. Oh, man. And I remember the 80s with the commercials. Oh, she wasted her life because she got pregnant when she was, 15, 16. And that has been drilled over and over. And they even teach you
Everywhere,
that in the school,
everywhere,
not to have sex.
even in India, in
Yeah,
China.
everywhere they teach you that. I remember when I was in high school, they were teaching us how to put the condom and how not to get pregnant and all these things. This is, and that was in the 80s, in the
Mm-hmm.
90s,
Mm-hmm.
early 90s. I was in high school and they were already teaching us that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So so we have come to that point where in our society, in our head, getting pregnant when you are young is horrible, it's bad, it's a big mistake. You have to go to school, you have to get a job, you have to get this, you have to this. They give you all these things before nobody even tells you about having a baby,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you know? And that's a big problem. Big problem for us because as a human race, our numbers keep going down. We don't see it because there's so many of us, but they're going down. It's going down. So yeah, marriage. I think marriage should never be looking like a business. I don't think it should. Um, Marriage is something that is your body, is your own body, and what you do with it. So you know what? You know that I remember when COVID was around. What they used to say is your body, my body, for the shots and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why they don't say the same thing about marriage, because you're basically giving your body to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? And it should be treated the same way. Um, Marriage, as it was, is done, right?
Yes, that's
It's
what
a
I
it's a
will
it's a
say.
done deal. The traditional
The
marriage
traditional marriage
is a done deal.
and the new one that is about love, and that's not really working. That's the big problem.
Is
Because if you marry for love, right, and that is the reason of the marriage, and tomorrow the love fades away, and you, I don't know, you have feelings for somebody else. Why not to just get divorced then?
I think one of the reasons why. Um, so listen, let me tell you something. I eat apple pie. One of the I shouldn't be eating apple pie, but I like apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this apple pie that they used to sell in the supermarket, and I love it. They stopped
Mm-hmm.
selling. Now they have another brand. It's a horrible apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go to another supermarket because they sell that apple pie in the other supermarket.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the heck is talking about apple pie? Well, this is what happens. Um, Technology, easy access, is making me now be able to get what I want or what I like just about anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
which it didn't happen before.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's another thing that is happening with marriage. Yeah, I get it. You could fall in love with somebody, and back in the days, everybody stayed in their own little town, in their own little
Of
place, and
course.
you knew your neighbors and everybody knew your name and the whole nine yards. Now, because we work with so many different people and we take public transportation and we always moving around and we get to meet so many people. Um, the truth of the matter is we are people that we go by our eyes.
Of course.
We go a lot by our eyes. We see something that we like and it's just the most natural thing. It's not because people do it because they want to. It's natural. It's nature. It's plain and simple nature.
Okay, so in a world with multiple options,
Exactly.
infinity options,
Yeah.
like you already pick your, you already make your selection. You cannot get another apple pie.
You have chosen
The apple
wisely.
pie.
Yeah.
You cannot go to the next grocery store, but they sell it over there. You cannot.
Yeah. So back in the days, there was only one supermarket.
Yeah, 'cause
So
you
once
had to
you
get
pick
it there.
one, then you had to worry about it because that was the pie that you want. But now because the supermarkets everywhere.
But now it stinks. No, you get it. Apple pie. So that's a huge problem, though.
It is.
That's a huge problem.
For marriage, it is because
You think it's done? You think I mean, in the next 20 years, we're going to have no marriages?
no, there's still going to be people getting married.
They say that the pre-marriage is something that it will stay on the upper middle classes.
Yeah.
Basically, rich people will keep getting married, and it's actually gone for the poor people or the working class or the middle class.
I do see that because if there's one thing that let me tell you something. If there's let's say that you're born, and we talk about poor people, people that were not so lucky because luck has a lot to do with many things, right? But we address a little bit of this. Once, if you were born in a situation and you made it to the next level, man, you want to stay there. You don't want to go down. You don't want to go down, and that goes for everything. So now you're talking and you're looking at somebody that is at your same level. The same education, same job, not same job, but same pay, same everything, right? And once you there, um, being able to show the world, show your place is having a family. Yeah. Show that, hey, I made it. I got everything. I got a family. I have kids. We take it to a park. I think that's what it is. Look, people do it right now with dogs. They go to people used to take the kids, and to the park, and they would sit there and talk to other. Now they take dogs, but still almost the same range, right? The same range of people. You don't see pets areas in poor neighborhoods parks. You don't. But when you go to a neighborhood that is good and you go to the park, they have an area dedicated for pets. That just tells you what they're thinking of. That just tells you what they're looking at.
A complete. I see your point.
And marriage is always going to. People are always going to get married, and marriage is going to be one of those trademarks that I would say the only word I can think of success. That's the only word I can think of. Success. I think that once you feel successful, that's your next move. Hey, let's get married. I got everything I need. I think that's what marriage is going to be.
Yes.
The poor people are not going to have that. Poor people are not going to have that. I don't. Yeah. People that are poor just get married and usually end up pretty bad. The truth of the matter.
Not that we're recommending not to get married or anything like that.
No. Yeah.
Because there is this also huge problem that society needs marriage. Society needs is structured by that, right? Now we have to figure out how a society of single people will be.
So the old society was built like that. Not the new society.
No, it's still a huge part of you have it on taxes, on kids, on now you have the huge thing about the two parents privilege. So if you want to give privilege to your kids, you have to make sure that the mom and dad is there. It's still there, but it's going away.
It's a lot of stories that a kid that is raised with a mom and dad, and I'm not saying that it's always like this, but most of the times the kid becomes okay. when he's raised by a
Yes.
mom and a dad.
Yes.
When a kid is raised by a single parent, there's usually some sort of problem, right?
There is a lot
And
of
I'm not
that.
saying that that's all the cases, but
There is a lot
the
of
majority
yes.
of it.
So we have to figure out a society of where that is now going to be the standard.
Yeah.
The standard is going to be, you know how they have that thing of the two income trap,
Yeah.
right? That basically society is built in a two income household, and
But
now we're going to move it to one. So how that would work? Like rent, for example, is built into two incomes. Houses is the price of housing. Everything is built into these two income things until now. But now we want to move to a one income, one parent, one. That is a completely different story.
well, one of the things is that's happening is which and I'm glad that it's happening because that's how the reason why we're still here is because the human race is being able to adapt, right? Is
Mm-hmm.
that we're fixing a lot of the mistakes from the past. We're not perfect. When I say we, like the human race is not perfect. But we've been making great improvements as we move on. There's been a lot of things that we did wrong. And when I say we, because I'm part of the human race, but there's a lot of things that happened in history was wrong. Now we're learning because we're learning progress, right? We're learning, and one of them was that um, even though marriage for many thousands of years was the norm, it was also forced on people. It was forced. So we're now recognizing that and understanding that not everybody needed to get married. You know, if we would have done this a couple of hundreds of years ago and understood that and say you don't have to be married to be happy or you don't have to be married to be able to be a politician. Not long ago you had to be married with kids and a freaking dog to be able to run for office. That was part of the picture, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
were not married with kids and a dog, you were like, no, you cannot run for office. You're not married. But now
And
it's
religious.
a religion, yeah, and you have to belong to some sort of religion. So that was the norm not long ago. So now we're understanding that hey, there's a large part of a community, a partial group of us that don't need to be married,
And
don't
it's getting
want to be
bigger.
married, and it's getting bigger. Because just like anything else, some people, a few people, the people that had the power and control, decided this is how it should be.
I don't think that is the case.
Oh, you don't think?
I don't think nobody's moving to that.
No. I'm talking about back in the
Oh
days.
yes, absolutely. I'm
Back in
sorry.
the days, we live our lives based on a few people saying this is how it has to be done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now that's done. It's a done
Yeah.
history. That's gone. So now we are accepting more and more how everybody should choose to be like. Now the difference here is
Is that good for
it's a
society?
good for society as a whole
Probably
because
no.
probably not because at the end of the day you cannot have 100 different laws. It should be one law that should apply evenly for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That way, there's no problems. You know, there's no issues, no cons. Everybody should fall under the same rules. Well, I wouldn't say even laws, same rules, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We live in a society where the reason why we don't kill each other is because we decided on rules. Hey, you should not do this, and that should be for everybody. Okay, so yeah, I think marriage is going to be around for a while. Not in the numbers of before. Not because marriage is bad now. It was mainly because back in the days, marriage was forced into people. It was a business. It was a way to survive. That was the only way to survive, not just in living, but in the society, in the group
Mm-hmm.
that you were in. You were not looked. You were outcast if you were by yourself. If a woman back in the days was 20 without being married, she was a done deal. She was like nobody would touch her. Everybody told her something is wrong with her. She's 20, not married.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically, she was like, forget about it.
I mean, just listen to the people that are single in both sides, and I mean, definitely for them is the best thing, right? Like you have women that says, "I want to go on dates. I want to travel. I like to do shopping. I like to build my social media. And then you have men that says, I want to have my hobbies. I want to learn a language. I want to travel.
No man wants to learn a language. What the fuck are you talking
It's
about?
huge between
No.
men.
No man wants to learn a language, man. There's only one
It's
language. It's
huge.
English. Make America. That's right. America.
Sports,
Yeah, let's do
right?
sports.
Sports.
Fucking language.
My sweetheart. It's all these different things that men want to do instead of getting married. And there is all these things that women want to do instead of getting married. And that's a huge problem.
Well, one of the things, one of the also things that are, hey, listen, education is great. Do learn language, do travel, do a lot of things. Language and traveling opens your eyes so wide to so many things, man. When you get exposed, you'll be surprised. You see life, you see everything so different. But one of the things that has happened before, now us, I'm 50, you know, but I tell you this. When I was a kid, there was a lot of things that I couldn't afford. But now I'm 50, there's a lot of things I could afford. So that's happening to billions of people. This generation now can afford the things because we're the Nintendo generation, right? I think that's what we are.
Yeah.
We're the generation where the stuff was coming out like crazy. Toys, like electronic stuff, like heavy duty stuff that we couldn't afford. I mean, we were like, man, I cannot afford that. But we saw it.
Of course, we have the best friend that,
Yeah,
that will have it.
we knew somebody that had it, but I couldn't afford it. But we saw it. So when we time kept going, we didn't have it, and now it's there. So now we want to do the things that we couldn't do. So this is the first generation. This is the first group of people that can actually go back in time and do it. That never happened before. Because before, once something was done, it was done. Everything just kept moving forward. That's why they keep bringing everything back because they know somebody that was 50, whatever time when that person was 15 that couldn't afford, they could sell it to you now and you will buy it.
100%. Just go and see the sales of Miatas. You know, everybody wants to buy that car or Indian motorcycles.
Yeah.
Everybody wants
because
them.
he takes them back. He takes them back, and that's another reason why people get away from marriage because they say, "Oh man, I still got plenty of time to do that. I want to go back and do this, do this, do that." So marriage is getting hit in every direction.
Okay, even when you have the divorce people, right? Um, I don't think they openly say like that, but when you ask them what is the main reason of getting divorced, and you Google it, they will say, you know, is whatever stupid reasons that they give. But in reality, the main reason is they miss something. They didn't do something and they want to go and do it. That's the main reason of people getting divorced.
Yeah.
Is, oh, you know what? I didn't date enough, or I didn't travel enough. I did.
And believe it or not, that has a lot to do with technology. Because like and I said, you know, and I'm gonna keep saying this. Listen, the apple pie was in that supermarket. Apple pie. But now that I know that there are so many supermarkets.
Should we read entre lines?
No.
Okay, it's actually an apple.
Yes, apple pie.
Oh, okay.
No, not really. Listen, food bazaar, go to hell. You know why you change the name apple pie? You know what happened? I tell you what happened. It happens to other companies when they become so big. Food bazaar was buying the pie from another company, but now they're making their own pie. The Food Bazaar apple pie. It's horrible. Oh my god, I hate it. I tried it. It's horrible. It's like it's oh my god. Anyway, we're getting off topic here, but not really off topic because we're still saying the same thing over and over again. One of the things that technology has given people is the open eye. Oh man, I could have done that when that person wasn't even thinking about it. You know, I should have done this, I should have done that, and all these things because technology is telling you do it. It's affordable. Only takes
Mhm.
these days. Or this and that. But now you feel like you can't do it because maybe you wanted to climb a mountain, but your the person next to you was like, I'm afraid of heights. Yeah. So you feel like, oh man, stopping my dreams.
But it
Um,
will not surprise you that I don't know, maybe not now, but in a few years, we they pretty much reinvent a new reason of getting married. Maybe
well, believe it or not, they trying. A lot of European countries are giving you money to get married. They are. They're
yeah,
giving you.
totally they
They're
are.
giving you money
I
to.
think I know Trump was about kids, right? Having
Yeah,
kids.
yeah, yeah. Trump is giving you credit to have kids. Europeans are giving you like I think it was like $20,000 if you have a baby in marriage. You cannot just have a baby on your own.
I'm going there.
Yeah. China lifted their ban on having babies. China for many years had that ban, right? You can only have one baby
Hmm. In
per
the
couple,
city.
for something, and now they took it off. So that just tells you the governments are saying, "Hey, man, we're having a problem." And it is a problem. It is a problem because it has an impact on our society as a whole, right? It has a big problem. But in today's case, which the main topic is marriage a business?
And the
Today,
conclusion is
it's not a business.
it's not a
It's not a
business. It
business.
used to be.
It used to be a business. Right now, it's not a business. Okay, it's marriage. If you marry somebody right now, it's because you love that person. Plain and simple. You love that
Hmm.
person.
And you have to make it work.
Yeah,
You have to, and it's not just about kids. It's not. It's about. It's actually about love.
yeah. Because if one of the things that has happened, at least we in the United States, we in New York, when you get married, your income bracket changes. So it's actually bad for you,
Yeah.
right? If you're making, let's say, 60,000 a year, and you're on your own, you might still be able to have affordable health care, some benefits, things like that. But let's say that your spouse makes 50 and you make 60, you pass $100,000 mark, that's it. You get nothing. So yeah, it's
No,
a
but I hear that there are economic benefits on taxes if you are married. They just no.
no. It's so
That is difficult to tell because everybody has their own
it's a
agenda.
it's a different bracket. No. The problem is that for taxes are meant to screw two people: the very rich or the very poor. I know. I'm sorry. Taxes taxes only benefit the very very rich or the very very
Yeah, okay,
poor.
that makes sense.
But if you're in the middle, you get screwed.
You're sandwiched.
You're done. You're done. You're done. You have to make a lot of money, or you have to make very very little money to
Hmm.
be okay. In the United States,
Okay, we're talking about
we're talking about
America.
the United States. In any other country, you have to make a lot of money. There's no, there's no,
That's it.
there's no,
There is nothing else.
there's nothing else. Yeah, so like we were explaining, marriage is very like it is very very complicated. Marriage is not really complicated. When you have the what it takes is not complicated, right?
And do you?
We like to make it complicated, but it's really not complicated. Nowadays, I think the marriage is not a business. It's not a business because, for one main reason, to me, it's not a business. Um, because you have so many different options and choices now. And also because it makes no sense as a business. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Um, so, do I think marriage is going to be here for a little bit? Yeah, I think marriage. People are still going to get married. There's a group of people that will still get married. A
Hmm.
lot, but marriage numbers will still go down. It's still
Of
going to go
course.
down. Yeah, it's still going to go down. Technology will have a big effect on people's behavior and how we do things and how we do things in society. Um, we won't be able to see it, but I
And
mean,
we are going into a very individualistic
yeah,
society.
yeah,
And you think now everybody is egocentric?
no,
Wait,
way too, yeah,
wait for a few
yeah.
years.
What's going to come in the next 30, 50 years is,
It's me, me, and
yeah,
me.
yeah. It's all about me. Yeah, and it's sad because with all the bad, what we did as humans, it was amazing. I mean, there's things that I can think when I was a kid that I did that most kids nowadays would never ever experience.
It's illegal.
It would be okay, but it's
I mean, we used to shotguns.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
We did a lot of crazy stuff when we were
We
kids.
own shotguns.
Yeah, we did a lot of crazy. Yeah, I used to go to the farm and they used to here shoot the birds. You know, don't kill the bird. Now you can't kill the bird. Don't can't kill the fish. You can't kill the birds. You don't kill nothing. Yeah, but yeah, marriage is something. Is a very interesting topic. And we haven't even scratched anything. We just talk about some of the things that we think what marriage is about, and if it's a business or not. What do you think? Is it a business for you?
No, for me, no. It's a business, a bad business.
It's about business.
No, no, it's about
I should show you my credit card bill. But yeah, so again, listen, if you're planning on getting married, do it. Why not? I mean, you can only, no matter what you do in life, you can only know if you're right or wrong if you do it. That's the bottom line. That's the bottom line. Anything in life, you should try and do it, and hopefully it works out. But for this topic for today, will please subscribe, leave your comments. Is marriage a business? I think we only scratch. We probably talk about this again because there's so many different ways to look at it, right? We only spoke about society. We can always talk about the religious way, the culture. I mean, marriage is connected to so many things, right? There's some people that are very, very religious, and they even marry people in their own church and all this stuff, and they go by not what society or the state what the state law is, but they go by the law of their own church.
Of course.
That's another topic. So we just touch marriage. We just talk about it like individual every day, but there's so many different types of people that get married. It's amazing. So please subscribe, leave your comments. We appreciate it so much. This is something that we probably will speak about it again because there's so much to talk about. Love, marriage, cheating. I'm not talking about the apple pie.